with 5 seconds left here in overtime. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to win it in overtime. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And we will play on here in overtime.
So deflating, Brandon, because you know he was thinking to himself, just give me a shot. Just put us in a position to win the game and I'll get it done. But this kick, not on target, and we'll keep going here.
And that's going to be incomplete. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Rudolph. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Rudolph looking to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Mario Edwards flies in to blow that play up.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Houston. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw, here's Stroud. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. And Stroud now to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. And now 3rd and very long. Are you cautious here?
I think you have to be, because the first mantra of any football game is don't lose it. Then you give yourself a chance to win it. And if you go ahead and force something now, take a big shot that doesn't pay off, you didn't help your defense out at all.
Yeah, especially here in overtime. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. Harold Landry getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Texans send the punter out, standing just outside his own goal line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. From the 50, it's Rudolph. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And incomplete on the deep ball. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Rudolph. That's dumped off to Pollard. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Rudolph. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we? All right, anytime you see the ball in the air like that, there is that collective rise, the crowd holding its breath, and boy, oh boy, the moment of truth as it comes down. Man, that was something.
Everything magnified here in overtime. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
2nd and 9. Here's Stroud. Finding Schultz. And he's going to pick up a 1st down here as that clock continues to run. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. That's caught again by Schultz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. They'll let this go for the end zone. Oh, and it's intercepted. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, It can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8. Now it's Rudolph. Able to hook up here with Ridley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43. Rudolph. He finds his man, Pollard. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
In any yardage game, there's really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say: get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
Trying to run forward with Pollard, and he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. So here now is the kicker, Nick Folk. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. And the kick is good. And finally, this one is over. We thought it may never end, but that kick puts the exclamation mark on it. Storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0, zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent, and how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Titans are winners here as we say so long from Nashville.